Croatia for the second time. Do you remember the last time you played here?
Oh,
Yes, of course. I was with Hammerfall in spring 2009.
Last year. No,
Yeah.
the year before that.
No, last year.
How was it?
Crazy good.
I mean, I was there, but I wanted to ask you, how was it for you?
To be honest, the audience was well above our expectation. Much for so many people singing along to our songs, we could, barely believe it. It was one of the better shows on that tour, for sure.
Who writes the lyrics for the songs?
That's actually me and Pat.
The both of us.
Oh, excellent. So tell me, all those history battles you sing about, are you interested in history in general or only in wars and battles that happened?
Well, it's more wars and battles and sort of the effect it has on the world. But indeed, I mean, it's interesting to know how the world was shaped and how it looks today. But war in general, battles in history, because also it fits more with the music, I'd say. I mean, heavy metal should have a little bit more of possibly aggressive lyrics than so it fits with the theme and the music.
Which grade did you have in history when you went to school?
Well, I was actually, it was one of the better, but I wasn't good in school. But it was one of the better.
So you were interested in history a long time?
Yeah, I was, and I could have been good, but I was not so interested in school in general.
And you?
No, very good. No, not good at all, to be honest. Actually, I ran into my old history teacher just a year ago or something, and he said that to me. I could never, ever have fucking guessed that you would do something like this. I was really bad in history. Not that I wasn't interested, but the whole thing that at least Swedish history books at that time consisted really much of knowing which Swedish king came to the throne then and when he died. And it's, for me, I think that's a bit of a bullshit, because it's more interesting to know why it happened, how it happened, and maybe you should know about when it happened, but the exact dates are not interesting. How and why is more interesting. I don't think, at least Swedish school history doesn't cover that, and that's even more important to know, I think.
I've read that for this new album, Cloak of Arms, you asked your fans to suggest the battles you were going to sing about, and then they sent the suggestions through email. Were there any suggestions sent from Croatia, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I went through all of them, and it
Really?
was more than 10,000 of them.
You've actually read all of them?
Yes. Well, I've seen them all and read through and skimmed through them. But yes, there was a lot from Croatia. There was, absolutely. And, it was a lot from everywhere. And it was always very difficult to decide how we do it. And I don't know. I mean, we were looking for something that we did not know before, and we get some stories from around everywhere that were like, this is.
Is it mostly Europe or from all
Yes,
around?
I mean, Sabaton is mostly known in Europe, so it's mostly from there, but also from very distant, like India or Mongolia, and also Japan, and so there was from basically around the world, but most based around Europe, and I would say most based around East Europe, where people seem to care more about history than in the West.
Or more about wars?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you can imagine that the Germans would send a lot of emails, but they don't.
Really?
No, they don't.
They don't want to be reminded,
No, they don't.
How about the British and the French?
They don't even care.
No, not so many. I mean, of course, there's going to be a few, but most of it actually has come from Eastern Europe. And when deciding which ones to use, it's really hard because one, we have to have the song that fits the subject. Two, we also have to consider, on this album, we decided to stick to only World War II, which also limits things a bit. And to be honest, in the Balkans, I would say that what I find most interesting happened before World War II.
You're probably aware that the organizer had to change the venue for a bigger venue because your concert was sold out months ago. So how often does that happen for you?
Well, before this tour, it did not happen very often.
Yeah, I've seen that on
But-
some places.
But now this tour has been like a story of success for us, and we are so thankful for this, and we were so surprised. And I mean, wherever we have gone, we have had a fantastic crowd, and several nights have been completely sold out halls, and that has been amazing. But yeah, we are totally shocked when we come to places, and I mean this. We did not expect this to be so many people here as it's gonna be tonight. So I'm sure this will be a fantastic evening. Judging by the fact that we have been here before and know the crowd, and normally when Sabaton is supporting another band, the crowd is good. But when we come as headlining, the crowd is amazing. So for tonight, I expect a very, very, very amazing evening.
Hello, this is Joachim,
And this is Per from Sabaton.
and you are watching Metal Eye on Zagreb 1.